everyone, and welcome to Best Practices in Social Media Advertising. How many of you are advertising right now in social media? All right, there's a few. How many would like to advertise or learn more about how to advertise? So more wanting to learn more versus I'm already doing it and I want to make sure I can get the most out of it. So we'll cover a little bit of both. I'm Lori Dolnick. I'm with Frank Advertising, and we represent several clients here at Coverings, including Tile of Spain. So we're very familiar in the tile industry, and we do actually sell tile on Facebook and Instagram ads, and we can tell you a little bit about our success stories with that. The average person in the United States and actually around the world spends over 2.5 hours or almost 2.5 hours a day on social media. According to the US Labor Department, that's more than they spend eating and drinking. They are checking their social channels more than eating and drinking. But with all these people on social media and spending so much time, and you would think they're spending more time than they're watching TV and then they're eating, that they're going to see every single post that you put on your Facebook page. And the reality is only 1% of the great content that you curate, that you photograph, that you plan, only 1% of that content is actually getting seen. Organic reach is dead, and it's been dead. This chart is actually from 2017. It's been dead for a little while now. And actually, I double-checked some charts from Neil Patel, who's just got a great social media podcast, and he just published a whole bunch of social media charts and showed that even this in 2019, that number is still going downhill like that. So the only way to get people to see your posts is to advertise. We called it the Facebook apocalypse. This was something that Social Media Examiner had put out maybe 2 years ago at Social Media Marketing World, which is a conference for marketers in social media. And the reason for this is that, social media is no longer this free ride. For businesses, it's truly a media powerhouse. And the great news for you is that there are 80 million Facebook pages out there, but only 6 million of them are advertising. That's a huge opportunity for you to grab your share of those ads and your share of that reach. So we turned Facebook ads on for a client, and they got 6,000% more page likes just in the first week. And wouldn't we all like to get that many more page likes and that many more people reach for just a little bit of investment? And that's the power of Facebook. All is not lost. You can participate. Not that many businesses are doing it, so you're still ahead of the curve. You haven't missed out on anything. We have learned as an advertising agency, obviously people pay us to do this, so we have to be better than just the average Joe. So we've done a lot of research in-house, and we know that ads that we optimize perform at least 3 times better than previous campaigns that we were doing. So we size all our images, we take care to create campaigns and goals and everything else, and just doing a little bit of optimization got our results 3 times higher. So we're going to spill some secrets and tell you how to optimize your ad campaigns so you can get those same results. What do we optimize? We optimize our objective, our audience, our ad creative, and our measurement and conversion. These are the things that we look at when we want to optimize a Facebook ad. And before you get started, there's a lot of free learning online. So you're here, you're getting some free learning at Coverings, but you want to get more, go to Facebook Blueprint, just Google it. Facebook has great video content, Hootsuite also, University, and even Pinterest, really anywhere you can advertise. They all have great online programs that you can get certified as an advertiser, you can learn more, and that's what we do. We're constantly learning, because social media is constantly changing. Doing your first ad is like kind of going to the gym for the first time. Those first 5 minutes on the treadmill is like the worst 5 minutes of your entire life. And then you get hooked on it, and then you want to go every day. Advertising online, exactly the same thing. The first 5 minutes are going to be like that, and then afterwards, you're going to be so happy. Because the next day, you're going to have fantastic results, faster than the gym, I'll say that, and you'll be able to see how many views your videos are getting, how many downloads your app is getting. You can track how many sales you're getting right from social media. So you always start out an ad campaign by saying, what is your objective? And there could be a lot of objectives. They could be, I want to get more brand awareness. I want more people to like my page. Or I want to convert and I want to sell more tile. But keep in mind that this is actually the first page you see when you go to Facebook Ad Business Manager. So when you start an ad account, this is the first page you'll see. How many people are familiar with an ad funnel? Have ever heard of a marketing funnel? A few of you. So what happens in marketing, and I've been doing marketing for over 30 years, and when I took marketing at Michigan State, it was the same thing. We didn't call it a funnel then, but people have to get aware of you, then they have to engage with you, and then they buy. The same thing is true of advertising online. You can't be the guy or the girl in the bar asking everyone in the bar to marry you. Want to buy from me? Want to buy from me? Want to buy from me? Who's going to buy from you? You have to date before you can get married. You have to get to know somebody before you can get a sale from them. So instead of, so think about dating before you marry when you set up your goals, because you want to have ads that create awareness around your brand. Then you want to get them to like your page and bring them to your page. And then you're going to remarket to those people that you've created as an audience. And you're going to see this funnel on that's Pinterest, this is Twitter, Snapchat. Everywhere you advertise, you will see that funnel in action. They're going to ask you, do you want more awareness for your brand? Do you want more engagement? Do you want more likes on your posts, more followers, more video views, more downloads? Or do you want to convert them, get them to your website and sell them something? So a lot of people think they're advertising by just clicking a boost post button, but really what you're doing there is just getting more eyeballs on your post, which is fine, but then you want to go a little deeper with your next ad and take it a little deeper. And you want to get to engagement. That's when you're, buying someone those drinks, you're telling them how great you are, and then you're going to convert them into a sale. So this is Ferguson's, and a lot of you probably have heard of Ferguson's. Their goal was to get more followers. But they also have a link here in the ad to their website. Their result was that they did get 3,000 more followers, or 3,000% increase in followers. So they got a great result, but they also got clicks through. So when you're doing your ad, think about the multi-touch points in your ad, because somebody might be seeing this ad who already knows you, or already, maybe they follow you, but then they want to take the next step. So give them a call to action. Tell them what you want to do. Tell them how great you are and where they can go to find out more. These are just little tips. But let's say you've created awareness and now you want to go deeper into the funnel. You can optimize your audience now. So this is sort of the complicated stuff everybody falls asleep on except for digital advertisers. So what we're telling you here is this is awareness, like you're boosting your post to get more eyeballs. But when you get here, you get this little button called Learn More. That's taking them now to your website. So and the interest audience I've created in Facebook is a lookalike audience. So these are people who have already liked my page, people like them. Now I've got them on my website and I'm creating an audience to remarket to them. So when you've looked at a pair of shoes online and then all of a sudden on Facebook those shoes keep showing up, and that's remarketing. So you want to get them over to your website and then you want to send them those ads that tell them to buy now. So these are just little tips. So this is visit my page. This is changing my audience to visitors that look like people who visited my page. Because every time you bring more people to your page, Facebook is learning about that audience. Now I can create an audience and I can advertise to them. So if you start here, you're bringing more people into that funnel, then Facebook lets you target those people. Then I bring them to my website and Facebook lets you target them again. So is that kind of making sense now to everybody? And of course you would have different ads as you go deeper in, to that funnel. Don't be afraid to get more targeted as you go deeper. And this is, you'll get an audience, different sizes of audience, but don't be afraid to refine your audience. Sometimes you can actually get more clicks by saying, you know, I'm going to cut out all the 18-year-olds. Instead of 18 to 54, I'm going to go 25 to 54. Instead of mobile and desktop, I'm just going to go mobile because my mobile ads have better results. You know, take a look at what's working for you, and don't be afraid to refine the audience later on. Does everyone know what a pixel is? Again, boring digital marketing thing. A few people do. Pixels are just a little bit of code that you give to the web person to put on your website that allows Facebook and Instagram and Twitter to follow that person. So you can do that remarketing ad, and those are really, really beneficial to you. More ads are viewed on mobile. So when you're designing your ad or looking at your ad, they're going to give you a preview option in Facebook Business Manager. When you're in preview, always set it to mobile because over 60% of the views are on a phone. If I can't read it on a phone, if the image is getting cut off on a phone, then I need to size the image a little differently. So if it looks great on mobile, then everything else you don't have to worry about. Last year, in this presentation, I said single images work best because we thought, wow, videos are super hot on Facebook. Facebook is going to value videos more. And it wasn't the case last year. But that's changing. So we know that simple images, single images, and making a call to action that's relevant to your audience is important. So think about this too. If you're in that dating process with somebody and you're driving them home, do you want to leave them in the middle of an intersection or do you want to take them to your door? I think you take them to the door, and that's all I'm saying here. Make sure you send them to a relevant page on your website. Don't dump them on the home page and expect them to go searching for that pretty tile that they saw in your Facebook ad. Take them to the landing page, drop them at the door, and that's just a nicer way to get them that one step further toward a sale. Video and carousel ads are trending. So in a carousel, this is going to move. In a video ad, this is going to move. And right now, Facebook is saying, and we've had meetings with Facebook just this quarter, they're advising us to do these kinds of ads now. So whereas last year I would have said a single image ad tends to work best, not video, I would start testing these and see, do a single image ad and do a video ad, or do a carousel ad. The fun thing about a carousel is that you can show multiple products. So I can show how a tile looks, and then I can show the decor piece that goes at that tile. Then I can show a room setting with that tile. So I have a lot of different options that I can ask them to click here, learn more, and I think that that's going to be a really valuable thing for a lot of marketers. Measurement, and this will be the toward the end of the presentation here, you know, it's important to look at the measurement tools. Now, we go back and look at how our Facebook ads performed, how much they cost. We compare month upon month and ad against ad. You can do A/B testing. It just depends on how big your budget is. If you're spending $20 a week, you probably don't want to A/B test. You probably want to run an ad for a few weeks, then run another ad, and then compare. Because, I mean, you know, you have to have enough budget that Google can actually learn and Facebook can actually learn how your ad is performing. It does take a little bit of time. But over time, you get to the feel of it, and you'll see which ads are doing well for you and where you need to improve. One thing you can also do is track your social media on the back end of your website. This is something called the UTM code. These are just fancy terms for code that's on your website that when you look in your Google Analytics, anybody heard of Google Analytics? So if you have Google Analytics on your website, you can go to campaigns and you can actually go and see how social media advertising is driving to your website. And you can see where they go in your website after the ad. And that's thanks to the pixel and everything else. So it just is very informative to use UTM codes if you can. And if not, that's okay too. This is a UTM code builder. You just Google UTM code builder and this will come up. And you can make a UTM code for each one of your ads. And we keep them in a spreadsheet, and then we know, and then we look on campaigns in Google Analytics, and we can see Facebook says it sent this many people, Google's seeing this many people, and it's really interesting just to know how these ads are performing and compared to other media. Oh. So just as a wrap up, and just to remind you, make sure that you select an objective when you advertise. I know that sounds weird, but what do you want them to do? Do you want them to follow you? Do you want to increase your page likes? Do you want to download an app, a video? Do you want to get them to your website so that then they can convert to a sale? Think about also who your audience is and refine them. Are they ready to be converted to a sale? Have I given them enough about me? Are they going to be comfortable buying? Should I send them to a landing page first versus a sale page? And then think about your creative. It should be mobile optimized. Mobile's probably the most important. And make sure your website is also mobile optimized. And then measure the results. See what worked and what didn't work, because what works for someone else might not work for you. And then stay current. There's all these free videos and free classes, and of course you're here, you're learning. Just, you have to keep learning, because unfortunately they're always changing the algorithms, they're always changing their goals. And so while social media is a huge, valuable resource, we don't own it, so we have to keep on top of it. So does anyone have any questions? No questions? All right. If you go to your app, your coverings app, you can download this presentation or just email me at Frank Advertising and I'll send you one. Thank you.